Bro, look at Griffith's grippy ass toes, man. What is going on here? I'm not a foot guy, but I guess if you are, you're eating good this chapter. All right, Berserk chapter 373. We are actually cutting back to Guts' group on the boat. And this was a little bit surprising to me because I really thought that we were going to be consistent with Casca and everything that was happening over in Falconia. But I also, after reading this chapter, really like, I think, where we're going here. And I'm pretty excited to see what happens next. Also, I think this chapter will make some people happy because there's a fair bit of dialogue. And a lot of people have been saying since Studio Gaga had taken over the mantle of writing Berserk that there hasn't been a lot of dialogue. It's just been a lot of action and movements and panels, and they were wondering if they're even capable of writing dialogue that's up to Berserk standards, and I think that they are. I think just the story itself hasn't really lended itself to a moment for the characters to have much conversation. A lot of stuff has been happening, so this is a chapter that kind of says a little bit of exposition, gets a little bit of insight into what's going on in the characters' heads, and I think that if this is kind of the direction that they're going to go as far as writing the series, I think that we're still in pretty good hands. One thing that I really love is in the beginning of this chapter, there is a short conversation between Serpico and Isidro. It's great to see them actually having some dialogue and talking to one another just in itself, but I also think that there's some good stuff going on here. One thing that I really want to mention is that there is confirmation of what we've been saying, is that when the spirit tree on the Elf Island was destroyed, it no longer could support the astral creatures being here in this world, and that's why they disappeared. I think it was pretty much a far gone conclusion by this point that that's the reason why it happened, but here it's actually within the dialogue itself where Serpico mentions that Elf Island, the great spirit tree has been destroyed and all the souls it supported, the witches lost their home, starting to lose their power. So that is mentioned here, and it goes right alongside with Griffith's plan to go around and destroy all of the spirit trees, destroy mankind's connection to the astral realm, that sort of thing, while at the same time, merging the world with an astral realm full of monsters. And I also like how Isidro, I'm going to compliment Isidro, I know. I also like how it shows Isidro not really caring. Serpico's telling him about this ritual that Shurike is going to try to perform so that she can maybe try to pick up on Casca's ode and figure out where she is or where she went. And Isidro just is so not about it. He lost his girlfriend Yzma, and I've lost many girls in my life, but I've never lost a fish girl. I've never had a mermaid, so that's got to be an extra level of pain right there. And I do like how, given his age, given the situation, given everything that's going on, that he just is kind of over it. He just kind of doesn't care, and I like that they're including that here, and it's not just him being eager to go on to the next thing. This makes sense for his character and giving him a little bit of development, so I like that. I know I shit on Isidro a lot, but there are particular moments with him that I enjoy, and this one I really like. Next we cut to Shurike, who is setting up a ritual within the ship. She draws a bunch of circles and stars around her. She's going to dip into the astral realm, send her ethereal body to kind of try to follow the ode and try to follow the branches of the ultimate world tree, following it back to Casca. But while she's doing that, of course, her body is going to be out of commission, so she's having everybody surround her to make sure that she's okay, make sure she's safe, pull her back if they need to. Farnese is there, Morta is there. We don't really get to see my witchy GF, but there is one small panel, so that's nice. I also like that Roderick and Magnifico are involved because, they are here and, why not? But the next biggest thing is dealing with Guts. And I was really curious if we were even going to cut to Guts in this chapter, but there's a great deal with him here and a lot of symbolism going on here. So he's still kind of in pain, kind of in shambles on the ground, and his sword has fallen over. And I like this subtle image of the Beast of Darkness eye kind of rising up from the sword as Guts is sort of crawling to it. It's like crawling to his crutch, crawling to his security blanket, the thing that has always been there for him when everything else has crumbled around him or when everyone has betrayed him. He's always had his sword. He's always been a swordsman, and that's it. But as he gets closer to it, the Beast of Darkness begins to manifest. And I don't think any of you guys really need a reminder at this point, but the Beast of Darkness, again, isn't an actual demon or anything like that. It's basically a manifestation of Guts's personal trauma, his pain, his anguish, everything that he's gone through. The major themes of Berserk are dealing with pain and dealing with trauma, moving forward in life. How do we do that? How do we, use our pain to help benefit us? Do we succumb to it? Do we give in to despair? All of these themes are present in the series. And I like how when it shows the Beast of Darkness, it looks very thin. It looks very small. It kind of looks malnourished. I don't know if this was done on purpose, but if it was, I think it makes sense because we haven't actually seen the Beast of Darkness rise within Guts' mind in quite a while. Actually, I think the last time that we really saw it was before they got to Elfhelm, and there was that chapter, I don't remember what chapter it was, but it says that it's okay, I'm going to lay in wait, I'm going to wait in the darkness because I know that someday you're going to come back to me. And I like that idea for two reasons, because it's like Guts has had this moment of peace. He's had this moment with his friends of bringing Casca back, so he's been away from the beast. So he's not feeding it his rage. He's not feeding it his trauma. He's not feeding it his pain. So it's kind of like it became thinner. It became smaller. You're not feeding the energy to the darkness within you. So I kind of like that visually. But then also, as tragic as it is, just like in real life, there are many moments where we fall back onto our trauma, fall back onto our pain. It's never something that completely goes away. You don't get rid of it in life. You just become stronger. You become more capable of dealing with it. Like, you become so strong that your pain becomes insignificant, but the pain itself never goes away. Like, it's still there. It's still an aspect of you. It's still a part of you. So I like the whole idea of the Beast of Darkness lying in wait, waiting for the moment that Guts feels despair again, because no matter what, I'm always going to be here. I like how the Beast is laying so casually on the sword. It's kind of like, well, I expected this to happen. There's so many, I know this is just one simple image in the manga, but there's so many things I'm getting from this image alone. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but that's what I feel when I see this. And there is a moment of Guts grabbing his sword, feeling that rage just as he's done before, feeling that sense of power. And as he does so, he has this image of Griffith on top of his sword, which is a direct reference to the very first time that he fought Griffith, the very first time they met, when Griffith defeated him the first time. There was that move where Guts tried to slice him, and Griffith jumped up onto a sword. Now, he didn't have the grippy toes in the flashback, but I like that parallel. And it just shows that this is the source of a lot of Guts' trauma. This is the source of his pain. No matter what, Griffith is that thorn in his side that he can never let go of. It's the thing that makes the Beast of Darkness stronger. It's the thing that makes him want to throw everything away and just go on a murderous rampage. This is the thing. And I'm sure a lot of you in life have gone through something really tough and really difficult. And, those moments that you have where things are going okay, and then all of a sudden you're just reminded of that one thorn that you can never pull out of your mind, that one seed that's just constantly grown over time. As much as you try to get rid of it, it is always going to be there in some way, and that is Griffith to Guts. So Guts throws up, he passes out again. As he's trying to grab the sword, it's like the sword is his strength, but his weakness will not let him get it. And the Beast of Darkness continues to talk to him. The English translation says, "You can't deny me, your brand limits you, your flesh restrains you. Your flesh, your pain, your soul, yield them to me." And if you remember the first time the Berserker armor fully took over, it said a very similar thing. It's like, yield to me. It's like, get rid of your consciousness, just give in to despair. And once again, that is the theme of Berserk, is how human beings will most often give in to despair. And with somebody who has pain as stacked up as Guts does within his entire life, his pain is this Beast of Darkness. It is this ravenous beast that is constantly on his shoulder, constantly pushing him towards the edge. And it's the thing that he's struggled against. It's the things that he's fought against this entire time. It's the reason why he wanted to accept more people into his group. It's why he went into a more positive direction. It's why he began to try to master the Berserker armor. It's all about overcoming this pain. But here in this moment, this is probably the lowest we've ever seen Guts, minus the eclipse itself, but perhaps even lower because of all the progress he made afterwards and feeling like it's being taken away. Now, once again, I don't think this is building to Guts will use the Bailet. I don't think so. Look, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I don't think that that's the way it would go. Besides, and I've gone into that rant plenty of times, like Guts knows that he would never sacrifice his friends. especially after going through a similar situation himself. He's already a sacrifice, so it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't help him defeat the God Hand anyways. If anything, it would make him be more subservient to them. So, I mean, it just wouldn't make sense. But giving into the Beast of Darkness itself and going on a rampage, forgetting himself, losing himself, that could potentially happen, especially given what happens next in the chapter. Now, this next part really surprised me. I didn't expect this at all. I had no idea, and I don't think anybody predicted something like this. All of a sudden, Roderick's ship starts being attacked, but not attacked by apostles, attacked by Kushan warriors. And this is really strange because most of the Kushan have gone over to Griffith's side at this point, are in Falconia, or have been destroyed or killed. And these are pretty skilled, proficient warriors. So I don't know where they came from or what they're planning to do. I have a few ideas, but nothing is really explained in the chapter. They basically come on board, they got weapons, they're throwing smoke. It doesn't look like they're killing anybody outright. There's no particular image of characters being killed, but they're definitely being restrained. And then, of course, you have Shirake, who's out of body right now, so she needs to be protected. And then they also, burst open the door of where Guts was, and Guts is laying just face down onto the ground, and this is a really bad sign because this is like poking a bear, like literally, like the term "don't poke the bear." Like this is that moment. Like Guts is dealing with like the heaviest psychological moment of his entire life. And then you got these assholes that are probably going to be like, hey, stand up, not realizing like we have this murderous machine with a giant sword that it's just probably not going to be good. And it's not going to be good for many reasons, because if that happens, Guts is probably not going to be able to discern his comrades from the Kushan warriors. Shirake is already busy doing something, so she's not going to be able to enter Guts' mind and quell him like she has before. The only other person to ever do that was the Moonlight Boy. He's not here either. So stopping Guts from attacking his friends in this moment, if he goes on to one of the rampages, is going to be very, very difficult. It's either going to be up to Shirake or Fernice, but what I really think it would be is Guts himself. I think it's going to be an internal, Guts kind of moment. But if you're wondering where these Kushan came from, the only theory I got going right now is that they could possibly be involved where the area that Rickert, Salat, and the other Bakiraka went to, along with Daiba, after they escaped Falconia, they were going to go to this kind of secret location in the mountains where some Kushan went, and some Kushan know about, and these characters could be from that location. Maybe they're trying to protect that location. Maybe the ship is really, really close to it, which I think would be a great way for the narrative to go. It would be really cool for Rickert and Salat to just kind of show up in this moment to converge the groups, to see what Rickert's been up to all this time, if they're involved with that. I don't know if they are. I don't think Rickert and Salat would be on the ship. If they were, that would also be really interesting to see, Guts kind of going onto that rampage, and maybe Rickert is the one to bring him back from it. I don't know. Although I do really think it should be Guts himself at this point. But regardless, these are definitely Kushan warriors, so they're either coming from that same location, Guts and company are very close to that location, or they could be working for Griffith. They could be, I don't know what they would be doing on the ocean this far away other than just like scanning the horizon. Like, I don't really know. So I'm going to go with they're part of the Kushans from the mountains that Salat and Rickert were going to. That's my leading theory. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much the chapter. I thought this was really interesting. I think that there's a lot of pieces to the puzzle that have been dropped within this chapter that could lead us to some really cool stuff moving forward. I like that they included more dialogue. I like that we got a conversation between Guts and the Beast of Darkness, which is something I've been wanting since they got into the ship. And just the twist of these Kushan warriors coming out of nowhere. I like when Berserk gives... Like, don't get me wrong. I do get a sense of pride when I predict things correctly, but I more enjoy when Berserk throws things at me that I could have never expected and never predicted. I don't want to predict everything. Yeah, there is the ego stroke of being right, but like I don't want to predict everything. I want there to be things that make me go, what the fuck is going on? And this is kind of one of those moments, so I appreciate that. But anyways, guys, that is my overview and review of the chapter. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Where do you think it's going to go? How do you think this is going to play out? And yeah, just tell me what you think is going to happen next. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. Please give it a thumbs up and a comment because it will help it out in the algorithm very much. And if you want to support the channel on a deeper level, I do have channel memberships turned on, Patreon, merch store, and all the social media links where you can follow me down below. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, maybe do that. I mean, you don't have to. It's cool. You can do whatever you want in life, and I'll support you. But if you subscribe to the channel, I'll support you even more. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.